Hello, and today we're going to discuss the battle staff build for PvP and PvE. First off, let's do the weapon traits. For weapon traits, you're going to focus more on stats and normal attacks, so you won't be casting too many skills. The only active skill that I use during my grind is the battle senses, which gives you 1500 HP heal for the caster. For my passive, I took the cooldown decrease so that your leech skill from the ability will go off cooldown much faster than you just use the movement speed. As for the other skills, I just took whatever stats I needed. Here I took the magic attack. Here I took the critical. You can take the magic accuracy if you need more accuracy. I don't need that right now, so I just went with the magic critical hit. I'm gonna take these two for more stats. This one for critical damage, and this one for accuracy. There's no other option. You're gonna have the status effect hit, which you won't be using in PvE. So you're gonna go with the accuracy here. Next up, we have the ability. So I have two main abilities that I use for grinding. The first one, if I wanna, sorry, I'm using three. So let's talk about the first one, which is AFK grinding. AFK grinding, I use Dark Mage for mobs that are within 3 to 4 levels higher. Um, Higher than that, you will need to use Paladin if you want to stay in the map for 24/7 without using pots. By the way, this build is not reliant on pots, so you can just leave your character 24/7 without refilling your pots in town. Next up, we have the Hunter. Hunter I use for all other content aside from AFK grinding. So if I'm doing quests, I'm doing bosses, daily missions, weekly missions, because this has more damage than Dark Mage due to the damage to monsters increase. That's 8% if you level it up to 500. Bastion, I usually use this when I'm climbing the Spire of Trials. It's useful because you get the burst from Weapon of Darkness and you get the sustainability from the shield and the defense power from the passive stats. Those are the abilities that I mainly use. Next up, we have the mount. For mount, 99% of the time, I'm on Flamingo because we need the endurance and the defense power. As a melee class, we go and hit the monsters up close, so we need to sustain and defense to be able to tank the damage. For relic, uh, really there's no build. You just go for whatever you need. Mainly, uh, since you're a melee class, you want the defense. So if you want to keep it balanced, that's fine. But if you want to specialize, you can go for barrier protection for more defense. With this one, I didn't really level it up much because I don't use skills often. So I just left it at 6 for now. I'm planning to make it to um, level it up to 12 for the MP recovery. For now, we'll stay with that. Imprints. For imprints, you want your Tyrannus imprint to have offensive stats for magic. So we have the magic critical, magic attack. Um, if you can get the magic attack, that would be the best. That would be the best option. You can also go for, if you're more of a PvE guy, you can go for the damage to monsters increase. But I prefer the magic attack for more rounded build. Then for the special or the fourth, eighth, and the 12th option, we want the magic defense penetration. Next imprint, Secretus imprint. here we want to focus on raw def. So rage def, magic def, melee def. You just take whatever def you're lacking. So let's say you're using a full plate set and you don't have a range or you don't have leather set. So you want to take range defense to balance your build. And then for the special options, you want the damage received decrease to stack that with other sources. Third imprint, you want skill damage here. Usually you want skill damage, but I just went for whatever was good that helped me round out my build to be more balanced. You want skill damage for PvP, but if you can't get it, that's fine. I use this. I don't have any other presets for this, mainly because I have the attack speed here that gives me 5%. So I just use this for general use. I have max HP, potion recovery. Really, what's important here is the special options, which are attack speed. You can also get movement speed if you want more movement speed, but for me, I like the attack speed because my build revolves around auto attacks. For the last imprint, you can decide whatever you need. Because we're a battle staff, we need more accuracy from other sources because we don't get it from our mastery level. So what I focused here was defense power and accuracy. I mean, what you can see, I took accuracy for the special options. This one I ran out of remaining tries, so I just went with this since it's also legend grade, so that's fine. But for the others, you can take defense power, accuracy, magic accuracy, and that will help you balance your build. That's it for our PvE build. By the way, we have um, if you're not a high spender or mid spender, and you want to maximize whatever resources you have, I would suggest you get all of the armor sets. So you're gonna have the plate, the cloth, and the leather set, just so you can adjust your armors to whatever you're fighting. Let's say right now I'm fighting melee mobs, so I'm gonna use plate set just to maximize the defense that I get from my armors, and it will also give you more accuracy if you want to target higher level mobs. Um, I think that's it for our PvE. My item log right now is at 338. I am not working too much on my item logs at the moment because I'm more focused on um, leveling. I just put in whatever I need or whatever I get, then I enhance or put them in the item logs. Now for PvP. PvP, battle staff is more of a, you can say, burst class, and crowd control. Crowd control meaning you stun lock your opponent when you're fighting them. So let me switch to my PvP here. For PvP, I'm still lacking stat points, but I don't take the buff all the way to the last part of the tree. This is just excess stats, so I just put them there. What you want for the rest though is you need to max out these skills. First off, we have the Wave of Light. This gives you the silence. Silence disables your opponent's ability to use skills, items, and potions. So for 3 seconds, they will not be able to use their pots, their skills. That also applies to abilities. They can't use items, so they can't use the status immunity elixir. So you'll be able to deny them all of that when you're trading the combos with the opponent. This one is a no-brainer. You want the maximum attack movement speed and attack speed because you're a melee class. You have to chase whoever you're fighting, so you need more movement speed for that. Disarm. This one is especially good when you're trading against bare hands, dual daggers, sword and shield, classes that use normal attacks more than skills. This is really helpful. Staff and crossbow, they're not much of a help, but the others, this really comes clutch when you're, let's say they use a weapon of darkness or whatever weapon buff to hit you. You can use this arm to shave off some time of that. Then you can still keep hitting them and win the trade. This one, you can take these two. I'm lacking points, so I didn't take the right side, but you need that also. What's important here is you need to go down one time so that you can charge or dash to the target. This for your chase. This gives you mobility when chasing enemies, or you can use it as a pre-engage or an engage skill. Dragon's Blow, Impact. You can do the stun if you prefer the stun, but I like the knockdown because it gives me 5% more attack speed. Now I'm gonna tell you the combo later um, when we get to the abilities. Why we need the attack speed for that. Okay, so we have the ability for 90% of the time. I use Bastion. Bastion gives you barrier, gives you attack power, attack speed, HP, defense power, everything you need for a melee class gives you. And the important thing here is you get the install bomb for 3 seconds stun and the weapon of darkness for DPS. So how it would go is you would stun the enemy, right? You stun the enemy, you activate your expert, a wild dance expert, and your weapon of darkness, maestro, and then once the stun procs or hits, you will wait for 1 to 2 seconds before casting your knockdown. That will not give them enough time to react or run away. So we want to wait for 1 to 2 seconds before casting this, so that let's say they cast a skill that has channeling time, and then you use the Dragon's Blow Impact. After 1 to 2 seconds after the stun, you'll be able to cancel whatever skill they cast after the stun wears off. So that would effectively deny them of one skill that's gonna go off cooldown, but they didn't, or they weren't able to use the effect at all, right? So after you knock them down, you cast a Wave of Light to silence um, to disable their potion, so they can continue to burst down the enemy. Now there are cases where you have to use the Wave of Light first, so that you can get the trade-off or the combo much faster. Let's say you're fighting a staff user, and for staff, before they can freeze you, they have to cast um, the frost chill, whatever that was called. Uh, this one, the magic orb, the ice spike. So they have to cast this first to get the chill debuff before they can freeze you with the magic release frozen or ice release frozen. So once you see that they cast um, their ice spike, you can then cast wave of light from a distance, just so that they wouldn't be able to freeze you as you approach them. So wave of light, you run up to them, cast install bomb, stun them, then do your combo. Then the last part of it, the last part of the combo is destructive light disarm. I think that pretty much covers it. For imprints, you can go with whatever you use for PvE. Um, right now, I'm trying to build a PvP reset. This gives me all damage in PvP and status effect hit. But if you want more stats, you're gonna have to go with the raw stats. As you can see, that's 821 CP. For so you're only gonna be changing to this one and this one. So for this, you're gonna take the status effect resistance and the damage received decrease or damage received decrease in PvP. Either of those two. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. So here's a clip of my latest match against a dual dagger. Here I'm using Executioner as my first ability class. I wanted to burst the enemy, but you will see that once that didn't work, I switched to Bastion. So I just cast my buffs, trying to knock my target. So I cast Wave of Light first because I wanted to disable his stuns and cast my own stun, but that didn't proc, so I had to run away because he has his damage immunity. He's trying to poison me, to cast the brand on me, and get off a stun. That stun should have been longer if his brand was still there. So I just knocked him down, trying to get off damage and run away again. I don't have any skills that I'm able to use, and I'm pretty low HP. So I just run away, trying to reset my combo, trying to reset my HP. Here he's just trying to chase me. Thankfully, he doesn't have a lot of movement speed to catch up. So this is where the movement speed shines, kiting the enemy. So we're just trying to wait for our cooldowns. You can use the terrain to your advantage. So as you can see, he won't be able to cast his skills with that wall in between us. Here, trying to wait for my Weapon of Darkness and my knockdown as my stun, as my Weapon of Darkness, then stun, but he used his damage immunity again, so I had to run away or else I would be dead there. We have to run away when we're faced with that situation. Try to reset your skills, your HP, and fight later on once you have those up again. He's getting impatient. What I would have done here is go up close before casting any skills. So he's trying to brand me and stun with his dash. So he's getting impatient now. Still waiting for my Weapon of Darkness to be off cooldown so that we can try to burst him again. This is my last chance because there's only 45 seconds left in the clock, and Weapon of Darkness is around 40 seconds as well. So we have to get this right. Waiting for all of my skills. At this point, he doesn't have much mana, so I use my elixir to negate his stuns and cast my combo without any interruptions. As you can see, I win the trade. And yeah, that's how you would play as a battle staff. Utilize the environment, utilize your cooldowns and your skills. Hopefully you win.